and it's time to grind for me. Hi everyone. I started playing this game, AnimA, about a month and a half ago. Probably end of June, maybe beginning of July, I cannot really remember it. And I noticed that in the beginning, it was easy to notice the day by day progress that I was making with my character, like better gear, new skills, new infusions, materials. But now things have started to slow down a lot. The reason is that my gear is already quite decent. I have basically everything tier 6. I only need a few more fine gems to complete my setup. And then everything else is mostly like things that I want to try out, or minor improvements, or looking for astral drops and other things that will never happen. And I thought that if I start to upload daily or every other day videos of my grinding adventures, maybe it will be easy in a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever to look back and think, oh wow, I made such a huge progress from that time. I dropped this item and that and unlocked whatever skill, I don't know. But we will see. And right now I have a couple of keys. This one is not very good. This one's... well, the drop rate is good, the health is a bit high, but whatever, I should be able to one-shot everything. But I would like to start out by going to my favorite grinding place, which is the last floor of a tower. The reason why I really like the last floor of a tower is that there is essentially no backtracking to do, and it's just a straight path. You one-shot everything that you find, you loot whatever you can find, and then you reset it. And you don't need to worry about zombies, skeletons popping out from the floor, backtracking, which are all huge issues when it comes to key dungeons. Yeah, I can clear it quite quickly, but so far I have not seen a single drop. Oh, here we are. Hello, Ja. That's a Jamazen. I really had huge issues trying to figure out how to pronounce the names of some of the loot in this game. Oh, and by the way, I'm not playing the game through an emulator. I'm doing it on my phone. Which means if you see some cuts every now and then, it's either because... like, oh, nice amulet. It's either because... literally nothing is happening and I feel like I want to die, or I'm receiving a message or a phone call or whatever and I don't want everything to show up on screen. I think it may be worth mentioning what I'm looking for, because I started the video by saying that most of my gear is in okay shape. So why am I grinding for more stuff? Well, I'm mostly looking for jewelry, like rings and amulets. The reason for that is that I'm currently using the Ebona? What's the name? Edona, or Idona, I don't know. Idona's rings for farming, because they have a plus 1000 gold and magic find as a two-piece bonus. And it can either be done with 2 rings... oh, weapon. Piece of garbage. It can either be done with 2 rings or a ring and an amulet. And plus 1000, it's really a lot. So I decided that I will give it a try. It has been working pretty well so far, but I'm trying to improve the damage. The reason why I want to do some extra testing is because I don't use bleed damage for farming this level. Everything gets one shot. And maybe you can tell that all my hits are critical, or well, most of them, because I'm using an Eye of the Baylor infused in one of the rings. This gives me around 80% crit damage, no, crit chance. And essentially every hit is a critical hit. There are very few non-critical hits, and this allows me using multi-shot and magic orbit. Magic Orbit? Wait a moment. What's the name? Oh yeah, Magic Orbit. to essentially one-shot everything and go through levels and levels and levels very, very quickly. And I tried the areas, the Badlands, the Blacklands, the really endgame areas. The problem is that you only get a 10% increase in the drop rate of tier 6 gear in those areas. And it takes me much longer than 10% time to clear those areas. Not for the mob themselves, they're not harder, they get one shot either way. The problem is that the areas are very large and it takes a lot of time to walk around and cover everything. And in the meantime, I could probably do twice as much here. The same problem is happens in the really endgame stuff like the Hell's Mouth or whatever it's called. Yeah, they're level 20, reincarnation 20 actually. But it takes so long to kill them. And then you need to move around the map and it's not really worth it to me. While here and in the key dungeons, you can go through content very quickly. You just need to be a bit lucky with the loot. So far I've been dropping trash, like endless trash, as usual. And testing... What am I looking for? Bone necklace. I want some bone necklaces. The reason is that I have 3 or 4 tier 6 equilibriums. Let's start again. And I'm actually using an equilibrium infused in an equilibrium right now for farming. But I want to test a couple of bone necklaces infused in on each other, and then equilibrium on bone necklace to see which combination works better. I really don't know if it's gear dependent or skill dependent, not player skill of course, but character skills dependent. But the damage that I see on my character seems to behave differently from what many people say on Reddit or the game forum. Because every time that I go on Reddit or I ask people what's the best weapon for mage, I'm using a mage. And more often than not, the answer will be Ember. Use Ember on Ember. But it didn't work for me. I have it in my bank, and I was able to test both Demon Bones and Ember. And Demon Bones for me does more damage than Ember at any tier. Oh, Golden Fortune! Quickly! Where are monsters? Go! Just die! Nothing changes. You just get more cash. I think Magic Find is a meme. It doesn't work. The devs want us to believe that it works so that we run with subpar gear and it takes us longer to clear maps. It's all just a conspiracy. Gold Find works because you get more cash. Magic Find, no, it's a lie. It's all in our heads. Before my rant about Magic Find... Oh, I missed this area. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the gear that I'm looking for. I wouldn't mind the more Chaos Rings, because that's essentially the best ring for endgame content. I have 2 or 3, but I believe only one is tier 6. And it doesn't make a huge difference because you use that ring for the 100% bleed chance. I don't really care if it's tier 4, 5, 6 or whatever. The other stats are basically irrelevant. But if I could have all of them tier 6, it would be a bit better. So I'm looking forward to find a few more of those. And more rings of the Idona set. I wouldn't mind to test them out with different kinds of gear. Of course, spellbounds. Spellbounds are always something that I don't mind finding. Regarding weapons, for mage I have everything, so only looking for astral stuff. Dragon Slayer. I have 2 Dragon Slayers in the bank, but they're both tier 5, so I'm not really using them right now because I don't have any tier 5 equipment that I'm using, so they're just there, sitting in the dust. And let's go back. There is a sword which has 100% bleed chance. I have absolutely no way to pronounce the name of that sword. But there is one. It's a one-handed sword with a 100% bleed chance. That's a sword that I wouldn't mind finding. Because again, I have a couple, but they are tier 5. And I want to use tier 6 chaos rings. And a couple of those words infused in chaos rings would mean 400% bleed chance, which is insane because bleed stacks. There are some people online who think no, bleed doesn't stack. That's wrong. Bleed stacks. Maybe I could make a video about that. But I already tested it because I have so many items with bleed on them. But it was very easy for me to test it. I went in the arena, bringing a few items, and I used the single bolt, the basic one, magic missile or whatever it's called, because I didn't want any. Hello, Mimic. Useless shield. Because I didn't want multi hits to mess it up. And one hit with 100% bleed, you apply 1 stack of bleed. One hit with 2 pieces of gear that give 100% bleed chance, you apply 2 stacks of bleed, and so on and so forth. Which means the more items with bleed chance you have, especially 100%, the more damage you do in a short period. It's not my favorite gear for grinding because all these mobs in this area get one shot, so I don't really need to apply any damage over time effect on them. It would be a waste of slots, and right now I prefer to see if I can have enough damage with my current gear and without rings at all, so that maybe on my next set of Idona rings I could infuse something like the Xanidia, whatever it's called, that staff. It's a staff, a two-handed staff that has +3 skills. I don't remember if for all classes or just mage, but whatever. And it comes with 70 magic find, which wouldn't be bad at all. Armor, oh my god. Did I find anything decent so far? Helm, why? I don't need a helmet. I mean, if I kept dropping Dahiha or whatever it's called, I wouldn't mind because I don't have an astral for that. I have an astral, what is it called? Will of the Light King. That's nice. I'm not using it, but it's nice. Eventually I will probably need to use it. Hopefully before they release tier 7 gear. I would be very upset if I didn't get to choose my tier 6 Will of the Light King. Hello there, weapon. What is this? Uniba or whatever it is. Let's restart. How much space do I still have in the backpack? We are a bit full. We'll probably have to go back to town soon to get rid of some garbage. I'm currently not using my Astral tier 6 Will of the Light King because it does not boost intelligence. And I am farming monsters that basically don't deal any damage to me. So the only statistic I'm interested in is intelligence. Everything else is irrelevant. I have, 500,000? Yeah, 500k health points. And I basically only lose health points. Like, I barely see the health bar go down. Because whatever damage I receive from this mob is covered by health regen. So probably if I had 10,000 health points, it wouldn't make any difference at all. Oh, hello. Is there going to be a Mimic here? Please, Mimic? The reason why on my character you still see this shield, the Jamazen, whatever it's called, it's because I still don't have enough divine gems, the magic find gems, the topaz, to fill a demonic guard. So I don't really need to use a demonic guard right now, but I have a few stacked in the bank, and as soon as I have a few more divine gems, I will swap shield. Hopefully I will still be able to one-shot everything here because this shield actually boosts damage quite a bit. And if I start to use a demonic guard for farming, I'm not sure if the damage will still be enough to one-shot everything, but we will see. So far my main concern is that I'm only dropping trash. Endless amounts of trash. It may sound very quiet when I'm not talking. The reason for that is that I'm only using multi-missile. And I find it so annoying when I watch an AnimA game from an AnimA video, from other players. And the sound effects are on, and I keep hearing pew 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 from multi-missile because that's the skill that everyone is using all the time. Why would you have the effects on? I keep them off. I find it much more reasonable. Maybe I could find some nice background music, but then I'm worried that YouTube will get a stroke. In the past, when I had to upload some videos for my friends about whatever topic, and I put some background music, I received copyright claims by people who had nothing to do with the music. And even though I had the permission, like written permission from the author of the music to use it, and I was like, YouTube, what the fuck? And it still got a copyright claim, which I didn't mind too much because it was not monetized content. It was like a friend asked me some information about a phone, I think, and I didn't have time to make a video call with him. Piece of trash shield. And so I decided to make a video and upload it on YouTube so that he could watch it anytime, and I gave him the links for everything. And I put a bit of music at the end. And, oh, my bag is full. And that was copyright claimed by someone who maybe was expecting to make money by a video where I was suggesting to a friend which kind of phone to get. But YouTube works in mysterious way. I believe I only dropped trash. Yes. Void stuff, come on. I have a better I would keep it if it was a tier 6, but it's tier 5. Tier 5 greed. I think I will recycle the Jamazen as well because it's a really bad roll for a tier 6. Let's repair stuff. Oh, it was almost full. No worries. But the last few runs there were absolutely awful. Let's try Whiskey. The one with 1.9 health. Should be alright. Hey, I clicked the use. Okay. Please don't be an arcane passage. Not the arcane passage. No zombies, no arcane passage. No zombies, no arcane passage. Okay, not the best map, but it's okay. Now please no zombies. That's okay. Hello? Oh, thank God no zombies. I don't know who in the developer's team thought that it was a smart idea to have zombies have an animation where they crawl out from the ground and they take forever and they are immune to damage while they crawl out from the ground. How would crawling out or standing up make you immune from a comet or a firestorm or anything? It's awful. I really hope they will change it soon, because there are other monsters that have a small animation to come into the screen, like the spiders, but you can hit them when they're climbing down their web. Not like bloody zombies. I should not have picked that. Very often I skip money because now I'm at the point that it takes me so long to find some equipment that is worth upgrading and infusing that I make billions and billions of gold before I have any reason to spend it. So sometimes when I see a pile of gold in the corner, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm a 1%er. I'm not going back there just to pick it up. Sorry. What's the over under for me having to backtrack all the way near the starting area? Anyone think? And I need to backtrack immediately. God damn it. Ah! And this is all done on purpose by the devs. Because the design of maps, when it's randomized like this, the lack of circular paths and the fact that we are required to backtrack all the time is simply a parameter that they included in the map generator. It would be very easy for the devs to change the maps so that they could have a more circular look, so that you don't need to backtrack all the time, every single map, apart from the Dark Palace. Oh, I love the Dark Palace. And the last floor of the tower. They're designed in a way that doesn't really make you need to backtrack, because it's mostly a straight line. But these dungeons that are not straight lines, but they look like regular dungeons, they are designed in a way that we have to backtrack while we watch zombies, immortal zombies, come out from the floor. And it's not a fun time. Very, very often, when I'm at the Arcane Passage, sorry, if I have a few spare keys in my backpack, I just leave the map. Unless the monsters are very easy to clear. But when I enter the Arcane Passage and there are zombies, I'm out. I'm out. Sometimes I also do it in this kind of map, because it's just a waste of time that I could be using on other more enjoyable maps. I have not dropped a lot of interesting stuff here. 96. Am I going to do it here? I think so, maybe. Fuck, 99. Come on. Oh, today is the 12th of August, and I've heard that there is an incoming update that will add a couple of slots in the bank at a cost. I'm not a fan of having to pay for this kind of stuff, but I think that bank space will be very, very useful for me. I currently have 5 characters, 4 of them are banks, and 1 is playable. Hello, Arcane Defense. This Arcane Defense roll looks very bad, but I will say. 1.4 drop, 1.6 gold, 1.5, 1.5. But let's do the one we just got. Oh my god, it's an Arcane Passage. Oh my god. Well, the monsters are okay. I like this combination. Because the Scourges basically kill themselves, and the rest of their crew dies pretty quickly to multi-missile. Oh yeah, because of course skeletons and zombies also have the problem that it's very easy for them to become immune to multi-missile if they are right in front of you. Multi-missile just does not hit them. While these, it's much easier to hit them. What is this? Weapon. I don't really need any weapon specifically for mage, but I wouldn't mind to find more tier 6 greeds. It's the one I'm using right now, but as my gear gets better and better, and I lose the need of boosting damage through amulets, infusions, and whatever, I think that infusing greed into other equipment is probably the best way to increase magic find. But I have not tested that yet, because I've only ever found 2 tier 6 grids, and they're the one I'm using. What's the percentage? 57. Okay. It's not too bad. Like, Arcane Passage is awful. It's really awful. It's a beautiful map. I like the design from an artistic point of view. But from a gameplay perspective, it's so bad. It's unbelievable. You need to go through these forced, narrow paths, and then you always need to backtrack. More shields. And yeah, the design is less than ideal. Could you die? Okay, thanks. Everything dies, and they drop endless trash. I remember when I started the game, I was scared to death about scourges because my class has always been mage, and I've always played it like a glass cannon. In the beginning, I got one shot so many times by scourges, I'm almost embarrassed to think about it. Sir, I'm afraid you are in possession of a golden key. No. Now scourges are... Oh, the weapon is a tier 6. Is it going to be a trash? Why you do this to the game? Why? What have I done to you? Could have been greed. Could have been another ember. Oh, this one is the key of destiny. I can feel it. Everything is 1.5 and speed is 1.1. This is the key of destiny. I can feel it. This key is going to be a game changer for me. I know it for sure. It's not Arcane Passage, so that's a good start. I see, oh my god, there are zombies. But it's okay, because this key is going to be a game changer for me. And the zombies are my challenge, my real challenge. Like, the game is making me face my worst nightmare, which is backtracking with zombies. But the reward will be worth it. I can already tell the Magister will drop what is it called? A golden key. And the enchantment will not be absolute trash. I cannot complain too much about enchantments compared to other people, because I found one that has +1 to all abilities. But I think that in maybe 30 or more golden key runs, apart from that one, every other enchantment, everything else was so bad that it made me want to stop running the golden keys, because I think that eventually the devs will have to rework that system, either by making the enchantments be influenced by Magic Find, because I don't think they are right now. When I clear a dungeon, like, everything, almost every drop is epic, and then there are a few like rare things here and there. I almost never see blue items now that I'm at 25,000 Magic Find. This blue weapon, okay, but if I clear the whole dungeon and I walk through it and I see, and I have a look at how many blue weapons I find, I see an armor there, but most of it is epic. Probably 90% of the stuff that is left on the ground is epic. That's not the percentage of epic enchantments that I find when I run key dungeons. Now, my sample size is not huge, but I've been north of 20,000 Magic Find for quite some time. More often than not, I find blue or yellow enchantments, and when I get a purple one, it's trash, absolute trash. Hello, Imp. And I would like to point out the fact that in the dungeon that is going to be the game changer for me, I believe I have not dropped a single legendary yet. Yes, correct. And we're already at 81%, 82. which can only mean one thing: the Magister is going to have a golden key, and I'm going to get, let's guess, which area? The one with the spiders, the one that looks like the Dark Palace but with spiders. And the drop will be an epic enchantment that increases physical damage and has +1 all skills. Physical damage because I don't need it, so the game will be testing me again. It'll be like, yeah, you will have +1 skill, but it will not be perfect. Let's kill him with Magic Orbit and Storm. I think that's what the game wants. No Magic Missile. If it works, I will never kill a Magister with Magic Missile again. Hello? Oh no. How? How is it possible? Look, I didn't find anything. I didn't get anything useful. My god. These dungeons are so broken. Why am I even going this way? It's empty. Oh, there is a chest. Oh, emerald. Of course, an emerald. Something useful. No, an emerald. Look, this is going to be my last key for today. For this run. Maybe tomorrow. No, maybe later. I will have some more time to do a bit of extra farming, because it's still pretty early. This is my lunch break. But right now it looks like I'm cursed. And these few rounds that I had, both in the tower and the dungeons with the keys, were some of the worst I've had this week. So looking back at this in a week or two, it is definitely going to be a therapeutical experience for me. Yeah, I mean, not much can be worse than what I just experienced. Like endless trash, nothing useful. I think the main saving grace right now is the Australian system. Because even when I don't drop anything for hours and hours... Oh, wrong way. Fuck. Oh, the Australian system. Even when I don't drop anything for hours, I'm still making a bit of progress. Like I get Australian points, and eventually I can unlock new things, but I don't have a lot of things left to unlock. Because in the very last wheel, I am at 4 out of 6 in the intelligence boost. And the 5th step costs 450,000, 420, I don't remember, a lot. And I don't know how much the next one will cost, but after that, I have no use for Australian. I mean, yeah, there is the magical damage that I still need to complete, but that doesn't take as much. So hopefully I can find some decent gear, because if I cannot find anything, the only thing I will have left to do would be to raise the level of my other characters, because so far my archer and skirmish characters are level 150, because I only created them to quickly level them up to 150 and then get the achievement done, get the emblem in my backpack, and I have not touched them yet. We're 100%. Come on, Magister. You're my only hope. Give me a golden key. Come on. Where do you go? Golden key! Golden... Well, we made some cablite, bit of cash, some Australian points. I am at 282k, and I need... What do I need? Well, here I still have 5 to go, so that will take some time. And for the last one, 415,000. 415? I could swear it was 420. Huh. Well, I guess I was wrong. Still need 133,000, but that will take some time. So even if I don't get any decent loot for a while, that will be okay. But I really hope that eventually, when I start to look at my backpack, it will not be filled with sadness and emptiness. So that's all for this session of grinding. I will call these sessions grinding to glory. This first one will probably be grinding to depression because I didn't get anything useful, but I mean, it's a hack and slash game. I'm used to it. I'm not a young player by any stretch of the imagination. And when Diablo 1 was released, I was not young. I was really a teenager, like in my late teens. And I've been playing hack and slash for decades, so I'm used to not getting anything useful. But I have to say that I'm really enjoying this game. Hopefully it will be supported for a long time, and it will not get sold out to some Chinese companies that turns it into spyware. So that's all for now, and I'll see you next time. Bye!